guys, Asher coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. I'm in a good mood, but I am exhausted today. I just had a long day in the sun with the kiddo, did some yard work. Oh, exciting stuff that none of you probably care about. But anyway, here I am with you guys. Love talking a little bit of Raid with you guys. So I want to talk about something that we really haven't touched on a dedicated video here on the channel before, and that is epic champions in this game who do something that no legendaries do in the game, right? I'm going to share my favorite 10. I think there might be maybe a couple more, so I would ask you guys, if I'm forgetting anybody, let me know in the comments below. Furthermore, I will address how to kind of build these champions or what you want to keep in mind as we go through them, just in case you're kind of on the fence on one of these champions. Maybe I can push you over to investing in them, because I guarantee all of these champions will help you out in different ways on your account.
I just love that kind of talk.
Now, last disclaimer, there's going to be plenty of great champions that we don't mention on today's list because they're just not super unique, meaning there are legendaries that do what they do a little bit better. Basher is a good example. Alika is a good example. These are champions that have cooldown of skills, of enemy skills, but of course, you guys already know we have the warlords who do it a little bit better. Granted, they're much more difficult to get, but the champions, and the Yamekos, right? But the champions I'm going to be talking about, there's no legendary who does it better. There's nobody, okay? Other examples, Ferric and the Fat. I love that dude, but he's an ally attacker. There's champions like Longbeard and Cardial who are legendary, right? Royal Guard, there's an Acresia. You guys get the point here. So these are not the 10 best, so to speak, even though they're really damn good, but they are 10 incredible champions nonetheless. Let's start with a new one here, guys. It's Ayala Life Braid. A brand new at the time of this recording, at least. I'm dating myself to those of you watching in the future. We have a Void Epic Champion. This is how Voids ought to be made, right? This is how Voids, they gotta be unique. They're gonna bring something to the table worth talking about. And Ayala's Life Blade certainly brings that, right? So let me stop hogging the screen and let Ayala take a little, or Ayala. On the A1, first of all, her kit does not blow you away, right? It restores a destroyed HP. It reads like a Sand Devil specialist, right? Increase accuracy on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. I love that. She has a sleep, okay, against Sand Devil. Although I do love the increased accuracy. Still not a ton of champions out there who have it, right? Block debuffs for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, then a healed 30% of their max HP. That is a big heal. We love to see that. We hate that it's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it is block debuffs. Epic's usually going to be on a 4-turn cooldown. It does last for 2 turns, thankfully. But look at this. First of all, look at the speed. 108. She's very fast. Look at this passive, guys. This is very cool. Rhythmic Flow has a 12% chance of activating a give extra turn effect on this champion or any ally after using any active skill. Whoa, it's like a built-in Relentless almost. It's 12% instead of 18%. But man, oh man, you guys know how powerful Relentless is in longer battles. I'm thinking Hydra battles, which again, she's not bringing a ton to the table beyond this. Increased accuracy is great. At least she has that, right? And block debuffs is fantastic. You know what? She is bringing enough to the table. She got heals too. But boy, oh boy. I mean, it is on a 1-turn cooldown, but think about it this way. It's only a 12% chance anyway. So she goes, resets the cooldown of the passive, and then you hope that one of the allies that take a turn in between now and her next turn get that give extra turn ability, okay? And then she comes back around and it resets. So you can have Relentless on your other champions as well and really start getting those extra turns. As long as you're not hitting the turn limit on Hydra, right? Then, wow, what a cool ability she has. I remember reading her kit for the first time. I'm like, and then I was like, whoa, that's cool. What do people say about her? Oh yeah, they know what's up. People who have her know what's up, because I feel like she's one of those champions that you could sleep on for a while and be like, average, but you don't really read into the potential there. We got White Dryad Naya right next door. You guys already know about her. She's a great champion. She's got a decreased speed on the AoE a la Krisk on the A1. She's got the ally protection, the strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown on the A3. She has an excess heal on her passive that kind of spreads the love when she is, surplus healed. And then the Righteous Revival is a unique ability as well. It's a 3-turn cooldown. We're cleansing an ally. We're big heal on that ally. And then decreases the cooldown of not one, but all of the target skills by 2 turns. Wow. There's no targeted decrease skills by 2 turns on a single, ally on a 3-turn cooldown, no less. Granted, there are like Seal of Magic type abilities or Dance of Time on Yumeko and Kaimar respectively, but it's not like this. It's not coming with, all the support and on a 3-turn cooldown, very cool ability. Obviously doesn't work that well in full auto, but if you manual this, you can definitely have some crazy things happen, like resetting the ability so you always keep HP burn up as often as possible with Geomancer. That's just one example, but Ninja, there's anybody who's instantly activating, reset the instant activation and boom, again and again and again. Very cool stuff I've seen other players do with her. Speak of the devil, obviously Geomancer, guys, come on. I mean, he should be the most obvious champion in the entire list, right? Because he has the Quicksand Grasp, fully deplete target's turn meter, fills his champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses, HP burn, and a weaken big version for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That's an amazing ability in a vacuum. But then you add that passive, right? Where it's basically reflecting back to the HP burn champions. I mean, Geo, it's like every dungeon they put out, Geo just gets even better, right? Like he's my main DPS and not half, but a few of the Doom Tower Nether Spider, a few of the Doom Tower bosses. Obviously in Iron Twins, I use him in Shogun's Grove as my main DPS. Just the amount of areas that Geo Hydra can carry you is insane. I mean, arguably one of the best epics, or the best epic in the game. So yeah, Geomancer, Captain Obvious here, Captain Obvious. All right, let's go with the other obvious one, I think, and that is Godseeker Aniri. Not only does she have this amazing passive that increases the amount of heals, and if an ally is about to get killed, it preempts that fatal hit and it revives them. Then she's got another revival here, 50% HP, 50% turn meter, and again, resets the cooldown of all their skills. This allows her to duo with Ninja or Walking Tomb Drang, or there's a few others too, Sand Devil, right? Because you're resetting the cooldown of all their abilities when you revive them. It's amazing stuff. It's amazing anywhere. Really cool champion. Great A2 as well. The heal, the extend duration, decrease duration, one of those abilities on a 3-turn cooldown. Ooh.
You want to stop breathing?
She's the best support, I think the best support epic in the game. All right, next up, guys, we don't have to go far. It's Inquisitor Shamil. That's right. So Inquisitor, the cool thing is he does have the, well, let's start with the passive. Each critical hit fills his champion's turn meter by 7.5%. That's cool. Whenever an ally receives a True Fear debuff from any enemy, this skill will instantly remove that debuff and fill the ally's turn meter by 15%. Just keep in mind with this champion, he's going to be feeding the turn meter fill of the leader of your Hydra team. Usually is being used in Hydra, but man, no one has an instant removal of fear and true fear in the game. That's for sure. That's why Inquisitor Shamil, even top end players, right? Unless you're using the cheese corpulent cadaver method, right? A lot of top end Hydra teams still are using him because it's a beautiful blend of cleanse, and he does a ton of damage with the Cow of Horrors ability. So very cool champion overall, and again, unique, right? And that's the theme of this video. Let's kick it with an old school champion here, guys. The only, I want to say, am I wrong here? I think this is the only original epic in the entire game on our list today, meaning he was in the game when it was released. This is the only one. That shows you how much some of these old school champions have been power crept, unfortunately. But, and some of you might be surprised that he's on the list, it's Seeker.
How'd you find me?
Asked around.
Some of you right now are like, Seeker, I know he's good, but why is he on the list, Ash? He's the only champion that has a 30% turn meter boost with an extra turn mechanic on a 3-turn cooldown. That makes him the best speed booster in the game, excuse me. That also makes him, that's the reason he's used in all of the Bat Eater, Batman, whatever the heck comps. because he has the best. I mean, even a Nekmothar cannot touch this, right? Because, again, 30% with the extra turn basically brings it down to a 2-turn cooldown. So Seeker, still, he has a great kit. You know, he has an awesome passive with the increased defense. He's got the Provoke on the A1. He's got a simplistic but beautiful kit, and it's so magical because of that Tailwind ability, just because of the boost with the extra turn, making it, for all intents and purposes, a 2-turn cooldown with a 30% boost on all allies. The only turn meter boost that even comes close to it is ironically a passive ability on Rowdy Crowd with Molly Tankard, okay? Fills a turn meter of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit. When hit by a boss, 25%. It's not exactly the same, but it is an amazing turn meter booster, just to kind of note for you guys. All right, next up, guys, is going to be, I want to take a moment to give an honorable mention. How about that? Don't YouTubers or whoever the heck, don't they usually give honorable mentions before, like, the last choice?
And you are not one of them.
Anyway, whatever. I want to give an honorable mention to Ursula the Mourner, because there's a lot of revivers out there in the game. So I can't really put her on the list and say, no other legendary can revive, ladies and gentlemen. But I know she has the best AoE revive in the game in terms of survivability, right? No champion in the game, none, have a 75% HP, turn meter filled by 50%, increased defense big version, strengthened big version, 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. That is it's beyond a legendary. No legendary champion has a revive this good as Requiem. In terms of survivability, right? I mean, no one's going anywhere after this revival, that's for sure. So I wanted to give a nod there. Best AoE revive in the game, but it's not like it's the only AoE revive in the game, you know?
So all those graces you said were a lie?
So, honorable mention. All right, we have 4 left here, guys. Let's cover the basic. You know what? I lied. Allure is also an old school champion on the list. She's got a triple hitter, decrease the target's turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. I mean, what else do I have to say about that? She's so instrumental to so many teams in the game. Fire Knight, I could just sit here and tell you every turn meter, boss out there, but Dark Fae, especially Fire Knight. Dark Fae and Fire Knight, the reason I mention them so much on these champions is because, I mean, essentially, they're 2 of the best dungeons to farm in the game, especially for nukers and Savage and Lethal. Man, I told you I was how to build all these champions. Oops. Oops.
How can you do this to people?
Well, I think it's probably obvious, right? Inquisitor Shamil, we want him dealing damage. Godseeker Neri, we want her surviving. I like her in a regen set. Allure, I like her in triple perception set. I want her fast and I want her with a lot of accuracy, okay? Let me think. Anybody else? Yeah, let's just cover really quickly here, right? Some of the basics. White Dryad Naya. Basically, she's a pretty easy build. I do like her to land the decreased speed, so I like perception on her as well. But you could also run her in Relentless if you wanted to as well, or just regen, just build her tanky. Ayala, it's all about speed. I want her as fast as humanly possible. I would run her in triple speed sets. If I really cared about the sleep debuff, I might run perception there as well. But I think speed there. Seeker, probably going to be built for kind of like DPS, because you're trying to min-max your damage and get that 1 key for unkillable teams. Outside of that, it depends on where you're using him. Fast if he's an arena lead, and tanky if he's an arena go second with that passive. All right, I think I covered most of the champions at least. Let's go to the final 3 here, guys. Obviously, Seer. I mean, she's amazing. Karma Burn, how you want to build her is with 100% crit rate, some crit damage, and that's it. I mean, want to make sure you set her up with a lot of buffs and a debuffer in front of her. Having a debuffer, having a decreased defense champion and a weakened champion go in front of her is pretty much mandatory. You're going to get a lot more damage. I think that's probably obvious to 90% of you guys watching right now, but I watched a friend in real life running a Seer comp wondering why she wasn't getting that much damage, and he wasn't running a debuffer, and I'm like, why aren't you running a debuffer, man? And he's like, dude, because she's Seer. All her damage just comes from the buffs. I'm like, yeah, but you can still get more damage by debuff. So now I always mention that when I mention her. All right, moving on. We have Seer. We have 2 left, guys. 2 left. And of course, one of them is a Kemptum. Where the heck am I going? Skinwalker. A Kemptum. Very cool champion, okay? He's got poison on his A1. He's got a triple hitter with Hex on his A2, okay? And then he has an instant activation on a passive instant poison activation on his passive. Makes him very cool, very unique. Has a 100% chance of inflicting damage from one poison debuff to enemies under Hex whenever their allies receive damage from poisons. And there's no cooldown. He can deal a ton of damage with this really, really crazy passive. I love this guy, man. I love this guy. All right, guys. The last champion on the list today is going to be, I guess I want to give one more quick honorable now that I think of it. It's Venomage, right? You know, unique, I guess, with the heal reduction. Enemies under heal reduction inflict less damage. It gives you a reason to have that heal reduction debuff on like a clan boss, right? Usually it's a waste, but it gives you a reason. The rest of her kit is great, but it's not like super, super unique. So I guess I'll throw a little bone at her, right? All right, last but not least, guys, is going to be Vogoth. Vogoth has a heal, unlike any other heal in the game, because on his passive. Well, I shouldn't say unlike. I think there's a couple others like this, but they really suck. They're just nowhere near this much damage, this much healing. Whenever this champion is attacked, Bergoth the Malformed, for example, but it's like, it's just not even, it doesn't hold a candle to this, right? Whenever this champion is attacked, heals all allies by 50%. Charlie, shh, I'm in the middle of a video. If you want to say hi, come and say hi. I guess apparently I snubbed somebody that Charlie was upset about. Huh? Why'd you say ah? Why'd you say ah and cried? Cry. Okay.
I feel sad for no reason.
Whenever the champion is attacked, heals all allies by 50% of the damage received. That's a lot of healage. He's a great option for a curing set, guys, because he heals just insanely, right? 50% of the damage received. That's a lot of healing, and it's no cooldown. It just happens every time he's attacked. Great go second option in the arena. Great to heal through a bommel. Anytime you're going to be taking a ton of damage, he's just an insanely good healer. He also is placing a leech, and if the attacker's under provoke placed by this champion, which he has on the A2, he also has a 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns. Occurs once per attack. That eerie presence is a sneaky good one, and it's often kind of difficult to even notice it happening. All right, I have one more honorable, guys. One more, because I saw her when I was coming down here, is Dark Elhain. I love that she has this beautiful freeze. You know what? Let's just retitle the video, right, to 12 champions. Who cares, right? Dark Elhain is on the list. I love Dark Elhain, man. You guys know I do. She's a free champion, first of all. I forget when you get her, 120 days maybe. She is a great treat for anybody who's been playing that long, because she brings her own increased attack. She has a decreased speed and a 3-turn cooldown, but she is filling the champion's turn meter by 25% and instantly activating the Death's Majesty anytime this champion or an ally receives a freeze. She can be like the Energizer Bunny of AoE attacks, especially in like Ice Golem where it gets like a Torment in the arena. She's insane with that freeze kind of synergy. Super cool. I love the instant activation, a la like a Heffrack. Different, but it's really cool in that regard. All right, guys, who did I forget that's on your list? There's a lot of good epic champions, but these are my favorite regarding, I mean, they're just, not only they're better than most legendaries in the game, but they're so unique to most legendaries and other epics in the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.